Hi everyone, it's Leah here, and today I'm super excited because we're going to be drawing a monster truck. This one's super cool because we actually don't have many vehicles on our site, so I hope you guys enjoy this one. And without further ado, let's get into the supplies. So today we'll be needing a pencil, Sharpie, a template which has circles on it for the wheels, unless you want to, of course, freehand the circles, and some colored pencils. I have some gray and black and red, orange, and yellow for our monster truck here, but you can choose any colors that you like. And let's get started. So the first thing, of course, we're going to take our pencil and we're going to outline the circles that are plotted here on this template sheet. So just take a minute to outline that. And perfect. Okay, so the next step is we're going to draw a long rectangle on top of our circles here. And the rectangle for me is about 4 fingers tall. So I'm going to make some points. I do have bigger hands though, so maybe you'll go 5 fingers. But just know that the 4 fingers is about 2/3 of the size of our circle, so if that helps you out there. Okay, so now I have my points made. I'm also going to make sure that the rectangle lines up with the edges of our circles here, so the very sides of our circles. So I'm going to draw a straight line, and then maybe you can even put down your pencil to make sure it lines up. That looks pretty good there. I'm going to draw that down and then have the rectangle touch the very top of our circles here. Line this up. That looks about right. There we go. Perfect. Once you have your rectangle drawn, we're going to draw another rectangle. This one's going to be about 3 fingers tall. And it's going to be in the middle of the rectangle that we just drew. So it's going to be in the middle. There we go, and I'm also making sure it's lining up with about this inner sides of our circles here. There we go. Then we're going to take the middle section of this, so split this side of our rectangle in half. And once you put a dot where it's about the halfway point, we're going to connect the top of this rectangle and that dot together to make a triangle. Amazing job. Then the next step is we're going to draw a rectangle at the bottom of this long rectangle here. It's going to go a little bit over on this side here. A little bit over there. For me it's about 1 finger wide. And we're just going to lightly draw the line connecting the 2 rectangles, just like so. Awesome. Then we're going to draw another triangle, and it's going to be the same shape as this triangle, but it's going to be in a little. So this is going to be the window. So we're going to draw it like that. It's going to come about the halfway point for this rectangle here. Then we're going to draw a rectangle, and as you can see, we're leaving gaps between the bigger rectangle and triangle that we have here. So this is going to be the window. Perfect. Now we're going to draw the door, so we're just going to bring these lines down from the window. Perfect. Going to leave about the same width gap that we have here. And here we're going to draw a curved arcing shape, and you'll see why in a second. There we go. So now we're going to draw an arcing shape right above the wheels here, just like so. And you see how it mimics this shape? They're almost parallel to each other. Awesome. Then we're going to draw some lines inside these arcing shapes just to make sure that the wheels are actually attached to the monster truck. Great job. Now it's just going to be some finishing touches. So I'm going to put in a circle, another circle, and a littler circle inside these wheels here. And I'm going to make some rectangles. It's going to be like the headlights for our truck. I'm also going to put an oval. That's like the side mirror for our truck. And even a sideways P shape for the handle. Then I'm going to draw just a flag because I want to. There's going to be some fun little embellishments or fun accessories to our truck. And I even want to draw like, I don't know, like this triangle thing. I don't know, I think that looks cool. Okay, and I also want to add some design. You can add any kind of design that you want. I think I want to do flames. So I'm just going to do a flame right here. And it's kind of just like pointy triangles. It even almost looks like tentacles or something to like a squid. Awesome. Nice job, you guys. So that is our pencil all done. I'm going to put that down. Then I'm going to grab my Sharpie. Woo. Oh, and before we outline everything, I just want to mention there are some lines that we want to erase. So I actually already made a marker line right there, but we're going to erase some lines that we don't want to Sharpie over. So I don't want to Sharpie over this line right here because it intersects with the door. I also don't want to Sharpie over this line or the same line on the other side here. Also don't want to Sharpie over these lines or these lines. And then I don't want to Sharpie over this line right here. So these were just some guidelines to help us draw our truck that we don't actually need anymore. Okay, great job. Now, once you have them all erased, you can go ahead and move on with our Sharpieing. So go ahead, this is a great time to pause the video if you need to, and we'll be back in just a minute. Awesome. Now, we're going to erase the pencil lines that we just Sharpied over. I actually left my eraser over here. Okay, so now I got my eraser. You're just going to erase your pencil lines. Make sure not to crinkle your paper, so hold it down firmly. Okay, great job. This is looking awesome. Now it's time to color. I'm gonna start with my darkest pencil first. I'm just gonna fill in all the things that I know are black. So I'm just gonna shade in. This is going to be black, this bottom bumper part. The wheels are going to be black. And this triangle thing and this pole, that's also going to be black. Oh, and maybe this also handle here is going to be black. Okay, so go ahead and start coloring in your drawing. I'm using circular motions to color it in just so it makes a nice even shade. And oh, and also these are going to be black. Make sure to try not go outside the lines, but it's okay if you do. See, I did there. Okay, there is my black all filled in. Now I'm going to go in with my gray. So I'm going to fill in, I will fill in this window, and I'm actually going to make some stripes. And it's like a little reflection that we have going on here. And maybe like a stripe there. And I'm going to fill in everything but those stripes that I just made. And show that the window is reflecting something like light. Awesome, look how cool that looks. Okay, now I'm going to move on to the color. So that was just the grayscale, but now I'm going to move on to color, and I think I want my entire truck to be red. Then I'm going to make my headlights yellow, so that's quick and easy to fill in. I'll just fill that in right now. And then maybe I want my flag to be orange. Gonna quickly fill that in. Nice. Okay, and before I move on to coloring in everything with red, I'm going to fill in the flame. So I'm actually going to make the tips of the flame orange. I'm pressing pretty hard right now. Make the tips of the flame orange, and then I'm going to show you how to do a gradient. So you press hard, and then you start pressing lighter. You start pressing lighter, and then you see how it's fading from darker orange into this lighter orange here, which then we can fade into yellow. So I'm going to press hard down here with the yellow, just like that. Oh my gosh, I think there was a speck of black on my yellow, so it made a little stripe right there, but that's totally okay. Now I'm just going to start pressing softer once I get to the orange here. And now the orange is a gradient into the yellow. It has blended very nicely, except for that weird speck. I don't know why that's there. Maybe I could try erasing it later. Okay, and then I'm just gonna color in the rest red. So I'll see you back in just a minute. Go ahead and pause the video if you need more time. And there we go, I finished filling in the red. And I actually think I want to make it a little darker, so I'm gonna go over it a second time, maybe going in a different direction than the up and down that I was already coloring. And that'll just make it a little bit darker than it is now. But of course you can leave it as light or as dark as you want it to be. I just want my red to be more dark and more vibrant. Great job, this red looks amazing. And oh my gosh, I thought I was finished, but I actually forgot to fill in this part of the tire. How could I do that? So I'm going to fill it in with some gray. I'll press pretty lightly here. I'll fill it in with some gray, and then I think I want to fill this in with gray, but also pressing much darker. Oh my gosh, that looks much better than the white that I forgot. There we go. Now our truck is fully finished. I am so proud of you all for following along with this tutorial, and I would love to know how you all enjoyed this tutorial. Until next time, bye!